Andrew here, and welcome to my school project. Is this gonna be uploaded? I hope it's uploaded, or else it's just gonna be you, Mr. T. If it's just you and it's not uploaded, well, it's gonna be uploaded probably, but yeah, just be wary of that, this is an uploaded video, so it's gonna be on the Godzilla Freak channel for no reason except that I like working with Godzilla Freak. So, anyways, this is gonna be my project for Your Life in Numbers, where I go over numbers of my life. Yay! That's going to be very interesting, isn't it? And I've picked 13 numbers. 13 isn't actually on the list. That would have been funny, though. I picked 13 numbers to represent my life. So I hope you enjoy this. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. Alright, so the reason I put 5 on the list instead of, say, 95, for example, is because I like the number 5, and I really was starting to run out of space on my list. But I also have other reasons for putting the number 5. For example, when I was 5, that's when I started kindergarten. But then again, that's the same with most people, so that can't be the reason. So I came up with an actually somewhat decent reason for this, alright? Every 5 period of time, it's like a lock to me, okay? So I'm always stuck for 5 minutes. Well, not really. So, like, say it's 6:30. I'd be stuck at 6:30 until 6:35, and then I get stuck at 6:35 until 6:40. Even if like the time is actually moving, I'm still stuck there. And this also works for years. So every 5 years, I'll think I'm at the last 5. So from like 2005 when I was born to 2010, I always thought I was still in 2005. From 2010 to 2015, I was always stuck at 2010. And now, from 2015 onward, currently it's 2017, I still think I'm in 2015. I still think I'm 10 for some reason. That's just something specific to me. It's very unique, and that means it can be on the list, okay? It's very unique to me. And a part of the rubric here, it says you need to have basic mathematical operations here. I guess we just put it in some addition problems and stuff. Okay, so 5 plus 5 is 10. 5 times 5 is 25. 5, anything times 5 would either end in 5 or 0. That's part of the thing. Like, only multiples of 5 can end in 0. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. 10 is a multiple of 5, so I don't know what I was thinking there. I'll probably cut some of those clips there. And that's some basic math. 5 divided 5 is 1, just like any other number. 5 is a prime number, and it's odd. Let's see, what else should I do? In different formats, And you gotta link them to critical different mathematical concepts. I don't know, 5 makes a pentagon? That's a thing. A pentagon has 5 sides. A star has 5 outward points and 5 inward points. 10 is made of 5. 2 5 makes a 10. 5 subtract 2 is 3, which is another prime number. See, if you use 5, you subtract a prime number, you get another prime number. What else is there? Like, there's a lot of stuff that goes with 5 because it's such a basic number. Like, 8 times 5, for example, that's 40. Like, should I go on? There's a lot of possible things here, so I'm just gonna end it at that, and moving on to the next number. So I'm doing this video in parts, and I just realized how long it takes to animate each part. So instead of doing that, I'm just gonna have the moving chain prompt, because all I have to do for that one is like multiply it. It took like 4 hours to do 5 with really basic animation. It's not even animation, honestly, but yeah, so that's why, in case you were wondering. I'm still gonna have the banner thing though for each number, so yeah. So this number we're doing is 125. And 125 to me has a lot of numerical value because it's like, I really like 5, right? I just mentioned that. 125 is 5 cubed. It's 5 times 5 times 5. So there's your basic mathematical operation right there. It's also 25 times 5, since 5 times 5 is 25. And you get the gist of it. And 125 is a really cool number. And if I have like a really big thing to do, it usually takes me about 125 like half hours to do the entire thing. A lot of time in this video, I've realized. Yeah. And then you have 125 minutes usually lets me do a part of a big project or like a decent sized project. So that's how I picked that. And you know, again, 5 cubed. I like 5. I like 3. 3 is on the list in case you were wondering. So there's 125 for you. What else is there? They relate to what they're describing. Yeah, 125 is a cool number. It does a lot of things for me. Like, if I make 125 of something, that usually means I made a lot. If I make over 125, it's too much. Make less, it's too little. If I want to like take the thing and like broadcast it, for example. 125 is sort of a magical number in that regard as well. Like, if I make 125 clips into a video, 125 like sections, I guess, because clips that'd be a bit too much. If I make over that, that's too many. This video is gonna be like 50 minutes. No, it's only like 30. But if I make less than that, it's gonna be like 10 minutes. So 125 is also the magical number in that way, where perfectly lets me make a 22-minute video. This one's not gonna have that though. This is gonna be a lot longer than that, probably, judging by how long each of these segments are. So yeah, that's why I like 125. What else is there? Oh, more basic math. Okay, 100 plus 25 equals 125. 4 times 25 is 100, so that'd be 25 times 5, like I just mentioned before. Let's see. There's no half for 125, but yeah. Let's see. Is it a multiple of 3? No. Okay, so it's like I don't know. 5 plus 120 is 125. It's like a cube. Like 5 is a pretty common number, so yeah. Okay, that's gonna be all for 25. Not 25, 125. Moving on. Alright, so I've decided to record all the audio before I go back to Premiere Pro to edit the video portion, because the banners and stuff that's not line up, and I'd rather get the whole thing done first, because that's how I work. Like, I do one thing at a time. I'm not really going to edit the audio like I did for 5, because that also takes a long time. Well, I might do a little bit, but yeah. So 66 is my favorite number, and this actually has some sort of like an origin story with me, at least. Basically, Godzilla Freak was making an account on like a website. No, not a website, like an app. Well, it is also a website. He was making an account on it, and he tried to use a name, and that name was taken. So he did put 2 on the name. That was still taken. 3, 4. He put all the way up to 65. It was still taken. So he used 66, and that was the first one that wasn't taken. So that's the background there. That's why it's on the list, and it's actually my favorite number now. I use 66 everywhere. And as time progressed, I slowly began to see it in more and more things. Like, I've seen so many things with 66 now. There's like Gate 66. There's companies with 66. It's just become more and more common. Like, I go on the street, I swear. Like, I go on Google Street View, it's Street 66. Like, I use like GeoGuessr. It's like an app to guess your location. I always get something 66. It's just linked to me in a way now. And it's my favorite number now. It's because it's just so important to me. And it's just everywhere now. You begin to see something more and more if you like it. Maybe it's just coincidence, but I don't think it is. I think this is actually linked, and that's why 66 is even a thing on the list. It's because it's everywhere. I see it everywhere. And it has a historical background, not historical origin. Yeah, I feel like that's all you need, right? Okay, so we also need math. Okay, so 66 divided 2, that's 33. 33 times 2 is 66. 22 times 3 is also 66. 66 is 60 plus 6. And 60, if you use digits individually, it's 6 and 6. Keep in mind, 6 is also on my list, and I'm going to talk about that next. So this looks like a good transition. Moving on. Alright, next up, we have 6. So 6 has a lot of numerical value to me. There's a lot of numerical value. That's all it takes, right? So it's like 6 is 2 times 3. 2 and 3 are both on the list. 6 is 1 plus 5. 1 and 5 are both on the list. 6 is 12 divided by 2. 12 and 2 are both on the list. You see, right? 66 is 66 divide 11. Okay, 11 isn't on the list, but you remove a 6 from 66 in the place value, and you get 6. See? Everything I like makes 6. That's a good enough reason, isn't it? It's important to me because not everyone's going to have 1, 2, 3, 66, and 12 on the list. And you know what? 6 overall is a pretty cool number. And the 6 of something usually makes a good set. Like here on my recording, I have a screen, I have speakers, mic, computer, and then I have keyboard, mouse. That's 6 items in my setup. Yeah, you see, like at the front here, I have a mic. That's what I'm using right now. Mic. There's the speakers are in front of the computer screen. The screen's right behind that. It's pretty big. It's like average for a desktop these days, though. We have a computer, like the main operating system, right beside the screen. And then you have the keyboard in front of the speakers and the mouse. Okay, I just went over my entire computer setup. It's not very complex though. With my room, it's also set up with 6. So I have bed, table, closet. Like you have the bookshelf, and 2 maps. So that's what makes up my room. And then on the table itself, it's also made up of 6. You have two like stacks of books. You have a paper storage unit. You have a bunch of items like clumped together, lamp and clock. So that's another 6. As you can see, 6 is everywhere. This list has 13 items, so it doesn't match up as well. But yeah, you get what I mean, right? 6. It's just everywhere. Like in this room right now, like I guess there's one of the 6 big items because this is like the office room. There's a lot of things in this room, but yeah, like for my rooms and my setups, most things go in 6. Good enough to be on the list. I already mentioned most of it's numerical. Alright, early in the morning I make a lot of mistakes in my speech, so that's why that previous one is probably really weird. Even though I haven't edited yet, but it probably sounds really weird after I cut some out, since I messed up in my speech in the morning, alright? Did I already say that? See, this one I'm talking about. Whatever, I'm not going to cut that though. Okay, next number is 3, as I mentioned already, it's on the list. And 3, it's 3rd time's a charm, right? This really doesn't apply very much, I've realized. Like, I watch shows, 3rd time's a charm never applies. But for me, it does, right? I remember when I was in China, I was doing, like, a play, and I keep messing up, right? I messed up again, and the 3rd time I got it right. 3 tries. Most people it takes, like, 20, but that 3rd time's a charm, right, for me. Like, the 30th time, I kind of got it down. So, yeah. 3, like, I tried to draw something, I messed up. I messed up again. 3rd time, I get it right. I played more when I was little, though. Like, now, I would mess up more than 3 times. No, in Pokemon, like, I play Pokemon, right? I like playing Pokemon. Actually appears as a point on this list, foreshadowing. So, I would be playing Pokemon, and I try to get a good Pokemon by using all these elements and putting them together to make the best Pokemon, so I can use that competitively. And as I'm doing that, well, this still applies. Like, I forget something. I forget something again. On the third time, I finally get it right. With the Pyukumuku. First, I forgot about unaware ability. That's like a big reason for why I'm even using it. And then after that, I got the wrong nature. I got quiet instead of sassy. So I got the wrong nature. And third time, I actually got the good Pyukumuku. So there we go. And when it comes to 3, well, 3 times 2 equals 6. Yeah. 3 divide 3 is 1. 3 divide 1 is 3. 3 divide 2 is 1.5. I guess. Yeah. 3 is a prime number. And 3 times 5 is 15. I don't know what else you want. 3 times 10 is 30. 60 divided 20 is 3. So, yeah, basic mathematical operations, right? Pretty sure like 2/3 of a cylinder that wraps perfectly around a sphere makes the volume of the sphere. Yeah. 2/3 of the volume of a cylinder that wraps around a sphere is the volume of the sphere. Sorry for the background noise. So yeah, a lot of cutting in this one. Alright, so I'm gonna be honest with this one. I picked 2 because I need to fill out the list. Alright? I just ran out of ideas when I picked this thing, okay? I wish I had like a face webcam so then I can actually show my hand movements. That'd be cool, but I don't. So you're gonna have to live with the change, Chomp. So 2 is the basis for all even numbers. There's your critical link to different mathematical concept. And 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 divided 2 is 2. 8 divided 4 is 2. As you can see, they're all even. And 2 is also the first prime number. Again, another link to mathematical concept. 2 is the only even prime number. And it is all even numbers are multiplied by 2. So half the numbers in the list of numbers is divisible by 2. And all the numbers are 1 and every other number by 2. So yeah, 2 is a pretty nice number in that regard. And you know what? 2 is just a cool number. Who doesn't like 2, right? 2's just good. And if you have 2 of something, that's usually good, right? So I have 66 and 6. I have 5 and 125. I'm not going to spoil the entire list, okay? So, yeah, so like sets. 2's make sets. Make partners, basically. 3 is like group. 5's like a larger group. And I'm not going to spoil the entire list. Sorry, I keep hinting at it, but I don't want to spoil too much. So yeah, 2 is good, okay? 2 is always a cool number. I have 2 of something, I have a good amount. I have 1 of something, maybe I want a little bit more. I have 3 of something, maybe that's a wee bit too much. So 3 times the charm, but 2 of something is the charm. I guess that's what I'm trying to get at here. I don't know. The change charm, it moves like up. When it moves back, it actually doesn't reset perfectly because I didn't aim it like that. Okay, that's just my fault. But whatever, right? That can be used as a point now. Wrecked, destroyed. So yeah, and in Clicker Heroes, it doubles. In case you don't get what I'm saying here, like every 5 rounds in Clicker Heroes, the bosses double in health. But you get a lot more gold, and every 25 levels on hero, you get 4 times damage. But that's going to Clicker Heroes now, so yeah, I like Clicker Heroes, but you should try it out, honestly, Mr. T. Try out Clicker Heroes. I posted on the 66 Gaming channel with Godzilla Freak, of course. So yeah, that's gonna be all for 2. Moving on. Alright, moving on to 1. 1 is the basis of all numbers. Every number ever was come up with 1. Okay, I kind of made that up since numbers smaller than 1 aren't made from 1. The base is all natural numbers except 0. And it's the first number ever conceived, I think, right? It's 1, right? I don't think it's any other number because, 1, you got one thing. It's like, I have an apple, 1. I have a grain of rice, 1. 1 is the basis for all natural numbers from ancient times, I guess. Now we have weird numbers in between that, but those can be put into 1 as well. 1/8 of a pie, 1/8 of the full pie, but it's 1 slice of it. So you could also think like that. So 1 is still sort of the basis. And 1 + 1 = 2 is the greatest equation of all time. I don't care what you think with your scientific equations. It's 1 + 1 = 2. That is the world's greatest equation. I refuse to believe otherwise. Okay? It's my personal opinion. You don't have to agree with it, but I will agree with my own opinion. So, yeah, there you go. I need to sound less rude with this. I need to cut a lot out. Okay. So, it's basis of all numbers. What more do you need? Right? What more do you need? It's so simple. Why would it not be on a list? Oh, it has to be unique to me, though. How is it unique to me? Well, it's unique to me because everything is made up of ones in my life. It's unique to everyone in a different way, honestly. You can't go wrong with 1. You gotta have it. You gotta have 1. I was born on January, 1st month. So, yeah, that's a thing. Not everyone's born in January. That's sort of unique. I don't know. What else? Yeah, 1 is just a good number in general. You don't have to have something unique with it. Because 1's a thing to everyone, in my opinion, at least. I think it is. Because it's just the most basic number. How could you go wrong with that? I don't see how you could. So, yeah, 1's definitely a contender on my list. So, moving on. Alright, so we went from the smallest number on my list, 1, to the biggest number on the list. Not the biggest number on the list, 9,000. And, some of it comes from It's Over 9,000, that line from Vegeta in the Funimation? Yeah, Funimation. But there's other reasons for putting 9,000 on the list. Okay, I've seen a lot of 9,000 in, cartoons and stuff. It's like, the weird science thing, 9,000. I don't have that good of memory, but, not everyone's seen those cartoons, so that's unique. And I used to name my things 9,000, yes. I confess I have been a victim of naming things 9,000. And you know what? Yeah, I've done that before, so that's special to me, because I don't know anyone else other than cartoons I've named things with 9,000 as a suffix. So, there's a reason, and if 9,000 is too much, if you have 9,000 of something, it's usually a bit much, especially over a short period of time. Like, if I want to make I don't know, if I make 9,000 numbers in this assignment, the video's probably gonna be too long for the computer to render and too long for you to even look at. So there it is. It's also gonna be too hard to make. It's too much. Okay, fine, a lot of numbers. It's not 9,000, that's the magic number there, but get what I mean. And it sounds cool, alright? Do I need another reason? It just sounds good. And now everyone thinks it sounds good, so yeah, it's unique to me. I think it sounds good. Not everyone does. But to me, it sounds good. It's over 9,000! So, what more reason do you need than it's a cool number and it's cool? So, yeah, that's why I put 9,000 on the list. Moving on. Alright, I know I have a really bad Vegeta accent, so we're just gonna go back to the normal accent now. Number 12. Okay, so 12, I mean, this used to be my favorite number. I don't know why. I used to put 12 as a suffix. You know, it went 9,000, Science Project 9,000, to 12, like Godzilla Freak 12. I know I helped with names. Like, his original account was Godzilla Freak 66, but he used 12 for a few. He used regular Godzilla Freak for when it wasn't taken. And we reverted back to 66. So what, 9,000, 66, 12, 66. Yeah. So, 12 was actually there for a long time, honestly. I used to use 12 quite a lot. And there's no real reason for it except that it's just a cool number. And it's fun to use. It's 12. Like, I can't come up with a good reason, except this one, okay. And, oh yeah, for 9,000, I forgot to use it in basic math. Same thing with 1. Okay, so they're gonna be in this segment of the video. Don't be quick to mark, Mr. D. Don't be quick to mark. Okay, so 1 is the basis for everything. It's the primiest number that's not actually a prime. 9,000, anything divided itself is 1. 1 times anything is that number. So 1 times A is A. A divide A is 1. At least in positive terms, because I think negative, you'll get -1. But yeah, absolute 1, okay? So like, A divide A would be absolute 1, unless A and A are imaginaries, and that's, they need to be basic, okay? I'm not gonna use complex stuff here because that's not part of the requirement, so yeah, I don't care. And 1 plus anything is counting up from it. And okay, 9,000 with 9,000 is double 4,500. Yeah, that's a thing. 9,000, right? 9 times 1,000. 9 with 3 zeros. It's a really cool number. Basic math with 9,000. It's Goku's inaccurate English dubbed power level when he arrives on Earth. That's okay. That's not mathematical concept. That's just a number on a scouter. But okay. So with 9,000, at 9,000 at 3,000 times 3, it's 300 times 30. 9,000 divide 3 equals 3,000. I need to stop. 9,000 divide, like, what? 2 is 4,500. Oh, wait, I already mentioned that. So, yeah, this is a pretty good number, okay? 9,000 plus 1 is 9,001, aka over 9,000! I can't. I really can't. Okay, let's get back to 12. Okay, so 12, the big reason for why it's important is because every 12 days the weather changes. To me at least, like, it's sunny for 12 days, like warm, around that level, maybe some clouds. And then it rains, and then 12 days later it snows, and 12 days later it's cloudy again. 12 days later it's suddenly hot for some reason. 12 days later the leaves fall. It's always 12. And sometimes it's 12 hours, but sometimes it's 12 days. It's always 12. Okay, and math with 12. Okay, so much numbers on the list connect back to 12. 6 times 2 is 12. 3 times 2 times 2 is 12. Let's see, what else? 6 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, that's 12. Yeah. Well, I guess no more 12. It's 8 plus 3 plus 1 is 12. 8 is on the list. 2 times, no, I already mentioned that. 6 times 3 minus 6. Okay, fine, I just reworded 6 times 2. Yeah, it's 12. What else not makes that? 24 divided 2 is 12. 24 used to be on the list, but it's not anymore. I replaced it for a better number. That's coming up, so. Yep. 12 is a cool number, okay? Don't hate on 12. And I'm 12 right now, so that's more unique. Because half the class is 11, right? Right? Okay. So yeah, 12 on the list. Next. Alright, so after 12, we have the first of 2 years. This one is 1975, and Godzilla Freak decided to make this year his year. This is the year of Godzilla Freak. Because he's been around for a while now. He's old. It's 1975. It's 25 years off of the new millennium. And it's a really cool year. It's It's 4 years off the current year. Oh wait, it's 2017. See, the 5 lock is getting to me. The 5 lock. This was also a 5 lock. Well, not for me, I guess. For Godzilla Freak, he also gets these sometimes. Kind of passes down to me, honestly. Like, a lot of things Godzilla Freak has, I also have. A lot of traits. I don't really get that. Maybe we have some sort of bigger connection than I thought. But yeah, you're a Godzilla Freak. That's all you need. And it doesn't have too much numerical value, but it's a multiple of 25. Let's see. What's 1975 divide 25? Divided by 25, I mean, okay? I kind of know this. I'm totally not using a calculator right now. It's 79. So 79/25 makes 1975. It's actually really easy to calculate because, you know that 80 is 2000. 80 times 25 because 4 times 25 is 100. So 4t, that's 1000. 80, that's 2000 minus 1, 79. 25s makes up 1975. Likewise, if we times this by 5, then we get 395 fives makes up 1975. 5 times 395. So there's some numerical value. 1975 plus 25, as I is preformentioned a word? Like, are those make sense together? As I preformentioned, I just make something up. Is 1975. So there's your numerical background there, and Year of Godzilla Freak, main reason. Okay, so this next number is the second year, and the last year that's going to be on the list. It is 1996, aka the best year of all time, in my opinion. Alright, this is my opinion, at least in recent days, right? Like, you could say like year BCE 5000 was actually the best year because of X and X and X, and the first empire ever was for no. We're not going that far back, alright? We're not going there. We're going to talk about recent years because I like history, but those numbers aren't very exact. Those are very rough estimates. And like the invention of the clock is also very important. When fire was discovered and used, it's like we don't know when that happened. We don't know exactly what time that happened. Because different countries have like different calendar systems and stuff, and it gets messy because those calendars, like lunar calendar for example, it changes a lot. And it's not very recorded exactly how it changes because there's been so many invasions in China and stuff and other countries that use lunar calendar where it's lost, and each country uses lunar calendar differently, so you can't exactly use that. It won't match up properly. That's what I'm trying to say. But with recent years, that's been a lot better. 1996, a lot of Japanese things came out this year. I've noticed that, like this entire segment of things I listed. There's a lot of other things though. There were some inventions in that year too. I can't pinpoint though because the 95 to 2000 range, it was a really good time. But I picked 96 because it's hard to choose, right? It's really hard to choose which one. I don't like Japan in general, but they have some pretty cool like games and stuff. I mean, I don't really like their style, I guess. They attack people and stuff. That's wrong. But, you know what? Like, there's been a lot of good things. And in 1996, that's when China really started booming. Well, in my opinion, at least. People say it came after that. I say it's slightly before because, slightly before the 21st century. And why? Is there an ad here? Okay, so I use Notepad for my scripts in case you didn't know. That's some good information. And the things I listed, since the other ones are more vague in general. Okay, so Dragon Ball GT came out, Yu-Gi-Oh came out, Pokemon came out, the Conan anime came out, and One Piece, the manga came out. So that's name a few there. So yeah, 1996 on the list. There you go. Next. Alright. I think I was on 64 when I left off. Yeah. So there's a lot of numerical value. It's like 32 times 2. 128 divide 2 is 64. And special to me. Well, Dragon Ball GT has 64 episodes. A lot of good 64 episodes. Like the first 64 episodes of SpongeBob were like the best, right? How long were the first 3 seasons again? I don't know. Like things go well in 64. It's like most of my discs, they have 64 episodes each, so that's a lot of value to me. I have, really weird third-party discs, so yeah, there you go. There's everything with 64. Alright, the last one's 8, and I have really nothing for 8. 8 is the ultimate filler, okay? This is the ultimate filler. There's nothing I can come up with for this. What is there? There's physically nothing I could come up with, so 8. Let's see, did I write anything for it on my script? No, it says magic hour, so I guess it's like, okay, so you do things for 8 hours, you do random things for 8 hours, and you sleep for 8 hours. That's like your 8-hour cycle, but then again, that's like with everyone and stuff, so that's not a good reason. Plus, it doesn't really add up because you can combine the first 2 8 hours and stuff, so yeah. That's just not a good point. Let's just find something else that's more specific to me. Well, I do remember that example you did for like 7, because March 7th. Yeah, okay. My birthday is on January 8th, so I'm picking number 8. I always thought there were 8 days in a week. Everyone thought that. Yeah, I was pretty dumb, so I thought there were 8 days in a week. That's special to me. 8 makes 64. 8 is 2 times 4. 8 is the third composite number, because is it a 4, 6, 8? Yep. It's the third composite number in the line of natural numbers. And 8 is a good number in general. And you can do a lot of things with 8, right? With 8 of things, you can do a lot. So yeah, I guess that's why I put 8. There's some decent numerical stuff to go with it. Does 8 link to any concept? Oh, 8 makes an octagon. Yeah. I never knew hexagons, pentagons, and heptagons existed. I was like, goes square, rectangle, octagon. Yeah, okay, so there we go. 8. And that's gonna be all for the video. Take care, y'all. Bye.